If you focus on one thing, you will live a happy life forever. Let me ask you a simple question. What is the one thing you're trying to do with your life? Not 5 things, not 10, just one. Because the truth is, most people don't fail because they're not smart or not capable. They fail because they scatter their attention in too many directions. They wake up with a long list of goals, and they go to sleep with a long list of regrets. Don't get caught in the trap of being busy, but not effective. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most and doing it with everything you've got. Now, I've learned something in my life. The people who succeed at extraordinary levels, they don't chase every opportunity. They focus like a laser on one thing. They say no to distractions. They protect their energy, and they become unshakably clear on where they're going. They're not scattered. They're centered. They're not everywhere. They're present. Success is something you attract by the person you become, and the person you become is shaped by the thing you focus on. I want to challenge you. I want you to slow down, think deeply, and ask yourself, what is my one thing? Because clarity is power. And when you decide what matters most, the distractions start to disappear. The energy begins to rise. And life becomes simpler and more powerful. This isn't just theory. It's not hype. It's a path, a strategy, a way of life. Let's make something clear before we begin. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right thing and give it everything you've got. So today, choose your one thing and decide that no matter what, you're going to stay with it, grow with it, and finish it. That's how you win. That's how you grow. That's how you succeed. Let's begin. Let me start with a thought. You can do anything, but not everything. Now, that's a sobering truth. And in a world full of noise, options, and endless scrolling, focus has become one of the rarest skills of all, but the most powerful. Most people are not overwhelmed because they have too much to do. They're overwhelmed because they haven't decided what matters most. And here's what I've learned. When you focus on too many things, you weaken the strength of your attention. And when your attention is weak, your results are weak. But when you give all of yourself to just one thing, you unlock a force few ever experience. Now let's look at success. Success isn't doing 100 things halfway. It's doing a few things really well. And sometimes it's doing just one thing with such excellence that the world cannot ignore you. Think about a magnifying glass. If you wave it around, it does nothing. But when you hold it still in the right light, focused in one place, it can start a fire. That's how focus works. Don't major in minor things. That one quote that changed my life, because I realized I was giving major time to minor activities. I was saying yes to everything and committing to nothing. I was busy, but I wasn't productive. I was scattered, but not effective. And maybe that's where you are too. Let me give you a visual. Imagine a bright, wide spotlight covers a big area. Makes a lot of noise, but it doesn't cut through anything. Now imagine a laser beam. It's narrow, it's sharp, it's concentrated. That same light focused can cut through steel. Here's the lesson. Your energy, when focused, becomes unstoppable. Not because you work harder, but because you aim better. You want peace of mind? Simplify your life. And how do you simplify? Decide your one thing. Let everything else become noise. You don't need 5 goals. You need one mission. You don't need 10 priorities. You need one target. And here's what happens when you choose one thing. Your schedule gets clearer. Your motivation gets stronger. Your distractions get weaker. Your life gets lighter. Your confidence grows. You walk with purpose. You speak with conviction. You act with direction. People will ask, why are you so focused? And you'll say, because I finally decided what matters. Here's an exercise. Right now, write down your top 25 goals. Take your time. Now circle your top 3. Only 3. Now here's the hard part. Take the remaining 22 and label them distractions. Because if they're not top 3, they're in the way. You see, it's not enough to choose what to focus on. You must also choose what to ignore, and that takes courage. Success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Choosing your one thing is the first step to an extraordinary life. Imagine a man building a house. He picks up one brick, lays it carefully, then another, then another. Now imagine another man. He picks up 5 bricks at once. He drops one, he stumbles, he rushes. Who finishes first? Not the busy man, but the focused one. That's how life works. Success is built brick by brick, not in a rush. And every brick you lay with focus adds strength to your foundation. Here's a deeper truth. Focus doesn't just change your productivity. It changes who you become. Because every time you honor your focus, you prove to yourself, I can trust me. And self-trust, that's the root of confidence. Confidence doesn't come from shouting affirmations. It comes from following through. So if you say, I'm going to work on this today, and you do it, you become a person of integrity. And integrity fuels power. Power to decide, power to act, power to grow. So here's my challenge to you. Don't scatter your effort. Don't chase 10 things hoping one will stick. Choose one thing and give it your full heart, your full mind, your full energy. If you focus like a laser, you will cut through resistance. You will push past excuses. You will move further, faster, with less stress, because life gets lighter. When your mind is clear and a focused person, a truly focused person, becomes unshakable. Let's pause and reflect for a moment. Don't let your mind bully your body into carrying the burden of your worries. How much time do you spend thinking about things you can't change, about problems outside your control, about what others say or do? Most people waste hours, days, even years focused on what they cannot do. They get stuck in frustration, fear, and confusion, and that stops their progress. But the truth is simple. Success belongs to those who focus on what they can do. You can't control the economy. You can't control the weather. You can't control the actions or opinions of others. But you can control your thoughts. You can control your attitude. You can control your effort. And that's where your power lies. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. When you focus on improving what's within your power, you grow your influence. You grow your options. You grow your success. Now, focusing on what you can do doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It means taking steady, purposeful action. The small steps you take today shape your future, not the things you worry about, not the things you wish were different. Ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do right now that moves me forward? Maybe it's making one phone call. Maybe it's learning one new skill. Maybe it's clearing one distraction. Whatever it is, do it. Not perfectly, not with fanfare. Just do it, because action creates clarity and clarity fuels confidence. Here's something few people realize. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant weeds, worry, doubt, fear, they grow. If you plant seed, choke, discipline, focus, they grow. And what you water, you will harvest. Either you run the day or the day runs you. If you spend your time and energy worrying about things beyond your control, you give away your power. You give away your time. But if you focus on what you can do, you take charge of your day. You become the master of your fate. It's tempting to say, I'll try everything because maybe something will work. But that's how you spread yourself thin. That's how you get overwhelmed. That's how you lose focus. Remember this. When you close one door, you open another. When you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what builds you. Focus your energy on what's possible for you, not on what's impossible or unlikely. When you act on what you can do, you build confidence. Confidence isn't something you find. It's something you create. It's earned with each decision to move forward despite uncertainty. It grows when you finish what you start. It shines brightest in the small wins that others overlook. And confidence is the key to focus. Because when you believe in your ability to act, you stay focused longer. You push harder. You get results. Many people get stuck waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for the right moment, waiting to feel ready. But here's the truth. The right moment is now. The only way to get ready is to start. Focus on improving every day, on progress, not perfection. Take imperfect action consistently. That's the path forward. Finally, focus on building your inner life, your habits, your mindset, your resilience, because external circumstances will always change. But your internal fortress, your ability to stay calm, focused, and positive can remain unshaken. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Focus on what you can do. Ignore the rest. Because your life isn't shaped by the storms you face. It's shaped by how you steer your ship through them. Ask yourself today, am I focusing on what I can control, or am I wasting time and energy on what I cannot? Make a decision. Shift your attention. Take one step forward. Focus on your power, your action, your influence. Because when you do, the impossible becomes possible. In your life, it begins to change. Let me start with something simple, yet profound. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You see, focus alone won't carry you across that bridge. Focus points the way, but discipline builds the path. Think about it for a moment. You might be crystal clear on your one thing, the goal you want, the vision you're chasing. But without discipline, clarity is just wishful thinking. Even when you don't want to, every day, every hour, you'll face distractions. You'll feel tempted to wander off, to take the easy route, to say maybe tomorrow. But discipline says number not today. Discipline is the ability to control your impulses and focus on what's truly important. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The less you use it, the weaker it becomes. And here's the thing. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. Because when you discipline yourself, you free your mind from chaos. You free your actions from indecision. I've seen many people who set huge goals but fail to build daily discipline. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right mood. But motivation is fleeting. Discipline is reliable. So how do you build it? Start small. Pick a daily habit related to your one thing. Maybe it's 30 minutes of focused work every morning. Maybe it's reading one chapter of a book every night. Maybe it's writing one page, making one call, practicing one skill. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. Treat it like brushing your teeth. Not an option, a requirement. Keep showing up even on days you feel tired, even when life pulls you away. Because the magic is in the consistency, not in bursts of energy, but in steady daily action. Many believe that to succeed, you need huge bursts of effort, big pushes, marathon sessions, last-minute deadlines. But real progress doesn't come from sprints. It comes from disciplined steps taken every day. Remember, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. 1 hour a day focused on your one thing becomes 365 hours a year. That's a lot of work. That's power. Discipline makes you less dependent on mood or luck. It turns goals into habits, habits into results. Discipline is the fence around your focus. Without it, focus is like a wild horse, beautiful but uncontrollable. So how do you guard your focus? Set clear work hours. Turn off distractions. Create a dedicated space for your work. Use timers to protect your deep work sessions. And most importantly, tell yourself the truth. If you say you'll work, then work. If you say you'll rest, then rest. Discipline honors your commitments, not because someone's watching, but because you respect your own word. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you prove to yourself that you're reliable, that you can be counted on. That builds confidence. Confidence that you can tackle bigger challenges. Confidence that you can finish what you start. And as you build confidence, you build momentum. Momentum is the force that carries you through tough days, setbacks, and distractions. Momentum isn't magic. It's the result of disciplined, focused effort over time. Discipline doesn't reward you immediately. It rewards you over time. Think of planting a tree. You water it daily. Even when the sun doesn't shine, you prune it carefully, even when no one is watching. Years later, that tree bears fruit, shade, shelter, beauty. Discipline is the watering can of success. Keep using it and your focused efforts will bloom. Focus is your compass. Discipline is your engine. You need both to reach your destination. So don't see discipline as a burden. See it as your best friend on the journey because discipline gives you control over your life. It keeps you moving forward even when the path is steep, and it ensures that your focus becomes action and your action becomes achievement. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. What's easy to do is easy not to do. It's a simple sentence, but it carries the weight of every unfinished dream, every goal abandoned, every promise broken to yourself. Why? Because deep work, the kind of intense focused effort that leads to mastery, is hard. It requires time. It demands sacrifice. It asks you to say no again and again and again. But here's the secret most people miss. Deep work is the only work that truly moves the needle. Deep work is more than just working hard. It's working with intention and depth. It's turning off the noise and distractions and entering a state where your mind is fully immersed. Imagine a musician practicing a single scale for hours, or a writer crafting a paragraph until it sings, or an athlete repeating the same move until it's perfect. That's deep work. It's the focused, uninterrupted, concentrated effort on a single task that requires your best thinking. Most people mistake busy for progress. They fill their days with shallow tasks, checking emails, attending meetings that don't matter, jumping between apps, multitasking endlessly. But shallow work only scratches the surface. It creates noise, but not results. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And deep work is where that discipline shows up in the wild. It's the deliberate act of building skills, solving problems, and creating value. Now, mastery doesn't happen overnight. It is the product of consistent deep work over time. It's not flashy or glamorous. It's a slow burn. Think of a tree growing in a forest. You don't see its growth minute to minute. But over years, it becomes mighty and unshakable. Your skills, your craft, your results, they grow the same way. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. The key is to show up every day and work deeply, even when it's hard, even when the excitement fades, even when distractions scream for your attention, because that's when growth happens. Deep work compounds. Every hour you spend fully focused builds upon the last, like saving pennies in a jar. Each focused session adds value sometimes in ways you don't immediately see. Years from now, that focus will separate you from the crowd. You will be the person who doesn't just dabble. You will be the one who masters. Mastery opens doors. it creates opportunities. It builds confidence. To practice deep work, you must protect your time fiercely. Create blocks of time where distractions are forbidden. Turn off your phone. Close unnecessary tabs. Inform others of your work hours. Even start small. 15 minutes of deep work a day is better than none. Build from there. The most successful people don't wait for motivation. They build routines. They honor their commitments to themselves. You might not see immediate results. You might feel stuck. You might want to quit. But remember this, don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Growth comes through patience and persistence, through continuing to do the hard work when nobody is watching, through embracing the process more than the outcome. Because deep work shapes not only what you do, but who you become. When deep work becomes your habit, excellence follows. You produce higher quality work. You finish what you start. You innovate rather than imitate. And that excellence leads to freedom. Freedom to choose projects that matter. Freedom to say no to distractions. Freedom to design the life you want. So here's your challenge today. Stop running on the surface. Stop chasing quick wins and distractions. Commit to going deep. Decide to do the hard work. Decide to give your best attention to your one thing, and decide to show up day after day, because mastery is waiting for those who focus. For those who refuse to settle for shallow, focus deeply, work deeply, grow deeply, and watch your life transform. Let me be honest with you. The journey toward your one thing isn't always easy. In fact, there will come a time, maybe many times, when you feel like quitting, when the energy fades, when the excitement dies down, when the results you hope for seem far away or worse and non-existent. It's in those moments, when most people give up, they stop showing up, they settle for less. But not you, not if you want to win. Because here's the truth, success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's the last mile that separates the quitters from the finishers. There's a law in life and business that nobody tells you enough. Resistance always shows up when you're about to break through. Think about it. Right before a seed sprouts, the soil pushes back. Before dawn, the darkest hour arrives. Before your breakthrough, doubt, distraction, fatigue, and fear all rise up. When you feel like quitting, it means you're close. Don't mistake struggle for failure. Mistake quitting for failure, because quitting guarantees failure. Staying on track, no matter how hard, guarantees progress. It's normal. Humans are wired to seek comfort, to avoid pain, to prefer the easy path. You start strong with enthusiasm, then reality shows up. Hard work, delayed rewards, setbacks, criticism. You get tired. You lose focus. You doubt yourself. And your mind whispers, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should stop. But those whispers are lies. They are the enemy of your dreams. So, how do you fight the urge to quit? Here are 5 powerful strategies. 1. Remember your why. Why did you start? Write it down. Read it every morning. Let it fuel your fire on the hardest days. Your why is your anchor. It grounds you when storms come. 2. Break it into small wins. When the mountain looks too tall, focus on the next step. What can you do right now? Even a tiny action counts. Progress builds motivation. 3. Visualize the finish line. See yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions of achievement. Make it vivid and real in your mind. Your brain can't tell the difference between real and vividly imagined success. Use this to your advantage. 4. Surround yourself with support. Find people who believe in you, mentors, friends, or even books. Positive influence lifts you when your strength fades. 5. Practice self-compassion. You will make mistakes. You will face setbacks. Forgive yourself. Learn and move forward. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Grit is the stubborn refusal to quit. It's the daily commitment to show up even when you don't feel like it. Consistency compounds. Every day you persist, you build strength. Every day you resist quitting, you grow resilience. Every day you focus on your one thing, you get closer to your goal. Struggle is not your enemy, it's your teacher. If you embrace the discomfort of staying on track, you become stronger, wiser, more capable. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. When you feel like quitting, ask yourself, what can I learn right now? How can this moment grow me? Creating routines guard you from quitting. When focus becomes habit, when working on your one thing is your default, you no longer rely on motivation alone. Motivation is fleeting. Habit is lasting. Create rituals. A morning routine that centers you. A work ritual that signals focus time. A closing ritual that honors your effort. Routines build momentum that carries you through tough times. The finish line isn't just a place. It's a mindset. It's the belief that no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. It's knowing your effort counts, even if results take longer than expected, because time rewards those who persevere. And when you cross that finish line, you won't just have achieved a goal. You will have proven something far greater. You can finish what you start. You are disciplined. You are focused. You are a winner. So if you find yourself standing at the edge of quitting, pause. Remember, the greatest success stories come from people who kept going when everyone else stopped. If you stay on track, you win. No excuses, no shortcuts, just steady, relentless focus on your one thing. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary lives. That's how you will too. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Now that you've taken this journey into the power of focus, remember this. Focus isn't a one-time choice. It's a lifestyle, a daily commitment to what matters most. You've learned to narrow your vision, to clear the distractions, to fuel your focus with discipline, to dig deep in your work, and most importantly, to become the person who finishes what they start. But none of this matters if you don't act. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So take what you've learned, make your one thing your compass. Guard it fiercely, pour your heart and soul into it. Because when you focus on the right thing, your life doesn't just change. It transforms. Doors open, opportunities appear, and success finds you. Not because you chased it, but because you became worthy of it. Now go ahead, focus, finish, flourish. The world is waiting for the one thing only you can do.